Are you ready to kickstart your week with some dirt slinging and tire slaying action motorsports radio that packs the biggest guests?
Hi, Ken Block here.
Hey, my name's Jolene Van Butte.
What's up, Brian Deegan here.
Vaughn Ginn Jr. here.
They've been thrown into one show that has broken down the barriers of what a motorsports radio show should be. This is the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor, with support from General Tire, KMC Wheels, Dirtfish, Gibson Exhaust, and MTX Audio, with your host, who also happens to spend his weekends flying 800 horsepower trucks through the dirt, Jim Beaver.
When was the last time you saw an off-road or rally driver begging to get behind the wheel of a NASCAR Indy car? Yep, not happening, but you sure see these pavement racers begging to drive our cars.
And his partner in crime every week, a self-proclaimed Canadian moto chick who was jumping triples and taking podiums before most guys even learned to ride, Amy Hood.
No one knows how to say my last name. Like, is it really that hard? Amy Hood, like I'm from the hood. Don't get it twisted.
Sit back, strap in, and be prepared to join us as we take you through a motorsports ride like no other. Here is the man who carries a steering wheel in one hand and a mic in the other, Jim Beaver.
What up? Jim Beaver here. Welcome to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I think we're close to like 300 episodes into this. I don't know. I need to get a tally, but we got to be pretty damn close to 300 episodes. Maybe over that, counting remotes. I don't know. I've done that intro. God, it's kind of crazy. 300 times now. Speaking of which, we need new intro music. We've been talking about it for a long time. And I got to get my production guy on that because that's way above my head, like way above my pay grade, figuring out how to drag and drop. I can produce a show, but like that fancy stuff like you hear on that intro, no, that's totally not me. Can't do it. Above my head. I'll wave the white flag, concede. But what I'm not conceding is this show today. We got a banger on tap, some fun personalities. First off, Crown this weekend. Hopefully you guys were tuning in to the live stream. But Kody Kamm, Terracross champion. Now he is a Snowcross champion. He's going to be on the line, newly crowned this weekend. We've also got Ryan Millen, my good friend. He raced the Mint 400 with Jay Leno, but he was also in action at Rally America this past weekend. We'll have him on the line. And then my friend Sierra Romo, young gun in the UTV space. She's just killing it. Had a record-breaking weekend this weekend at Works. So we're going to catch up with her and a whole lot more. We got a lot to talk about here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When RJ Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP1000. RJ is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. A 268-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. It's not a sibling rivalry. It's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Do you race or are you a weekend warrior? Have you checked on the date on your helmet recently? Don't get caught off guard by using an outdated helmet. Impact Racing, the leader in motorsport safety, has new SA 2015 helmets to fit your budget. Whether you're looking for a helmet with a full carbon fiber shell to take you to victory at the Indy 500, or just looking for some helmets for a weekend at Glamis, Impact Racing has a helmet for you. Find out more information at impactraceproducts.com or on Facebook at Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Yeah, you hear me. You probably don't hear Amy Hood. That is because Miss Amy Hood qualified into the Monster Jam World Finals. It used to be called the Young Gun Shootout. It's for like the new up-and-coming drivers on tour. And anyway, she is... She's got that. It's called the Double Down Showdown now. It starts Thursday night. She got practice in her monster truck there in Vegas on Wednesday. So there you go. She is busy racing monster truck. She'll be back next week. But, yeah, that's kind of the details on her, man. Speaking of details, we've got my podcast, Project Action, over there on Podcast One, who also picks up this show in addition to Sports Byline. And, yeah, we're on the U.S. Armed Forces Network of like 500 networks in 177 countries, 200 AM/FM networks through Sports Byline, 30 places online, iHeartRadio, Podcast One. I don't know. If you haven't found us by now, you're probably not going to find us. We're pretty much saturated, right? But my podcast, Project Action, is not. We're strictly on the Podcast One network. If you want to find it, you can go to my website. You can go to podcastone.com or iTunes. And when you go to iTunes, please rate, review, and subscribe to Project Action. You'll get them instantly as they drop, and you'll also be helping me out. If you leave a review, if you rate and review, when you leave that review, if you leave your Instagram or Twitter @username, I'll follow you back. So just putting it out there, man. It's Project Action Podcast One. Had some great interviews. We had Jolene Van Vliet recently, Jerry Zaden. I've had Ken Block, Travis Pastrana, Street Bike Tommy, Nate Wessel, Kurt Yeager from NCIS. We've had Lauren Mayhew, my good friend. She's an actress. So, I don't know, it's a mix of pop culture, action sports, racing. I don't know. I just talk about whatever. Sometimes I get on a Walking Dead rant over there. Or what, I don't know. I'm just saying. It's kind of me. It's like my side project that's doing really good. So, check it out. Speaking of checking things out, I've got to make a confession on air. That's right. I don't make confessions on the show very often, but I am confessing today to have watched NASCAR this weekend. I know, don't tell anybody. I actually watched a good portion of the NASCAR race this weekend. Reason being, it was in Phoenix, so it's in Arizona. It's my home state, so right. So we're going to watch it. Yeah, I watched it, and I don't know, man. It's long. NASCAR is long, like really long. And I had a lot of time to kill. Yeah, it was kind of a bummer. Like, you're watching, and you got Kyle Busch, and he's leading like 100 laps, and then somebody runs into somebody with 2 laps to go, and when he had the race in the bag, and then he ends up in like 3rd place or something. And I go, is this like, I don't know. Ryan Newman won. He didn't deserve to win. Busch deserved to win, but somehow the guy who led all the laps ended up not winning, and it was because somebody decided to run into – it was hot, and the tires got hot, and it exploded, and one of the guys ran into the wall, and it caused a yellow flag, and then they had to go in and pit, and one of the guys stayed out, and I just – to me, I watched this whole thing, and trust me, I love auto racing. I appreciate the drivers, but I'm going, this stinks, man. The guy that deserved to win, it'd be like – I don't know. It'd be like, Tomac dominating a Supercross race and leading 20 laps, and then all of a sudden on the last lap somebody ran into somebody and it was a red flag, and with 1 lap to go they decided to restart the entire race, and then Tomac doesn't get the whole shot after leading and the whole race, and then all of a sudden he gets 5th place or something. That it was like the equivalent of that. I'm watching it, I'm going, really? Really? I don't know, man. I tried. I really tried. And I'll watch the road courses and stuff like that. I appreciate the driving talent. I've interviewed NASCAR drivers. I'll probably continue to do it. But, I don't know. It lost me. I was just like, this is a major bummer. I understand why these guys get in fights after the races. I'd be pissed, too. I don't know if I'd be fighting with the other drivers, though. I think I'd be going to NASCAR and knocking some heads with those guys. Seriously. I don't know. It was you can tell I don't watch NASCAR that often. Mainly I'm on the road and, things like that. But, it was in my home state. I'm like, I'm going to sit down and watch some NASCAR. Cracked open a cold one, got my feet kicked up, watching it, and there you go. So, I don't know. You guys know me and NASCAR don't mix real well. And you can see why. Oh, man. So we've just dedicated the first, 10 minutes of this show talking about something that I never talk about, and that's NASCAR. But I don't know. It was, it was entertaining anyway. So, oh, man. Where is Amy Hood to bail me out when I'm talking about something I probably shouldn't be talking about on air? But, anyways, Monster Jam World Finals. She is competing. She gave me a ring before the show. Apologize she couldn't be on air with us. She'll be back next week. Monster Jam, trust me, it's a whole lot more important than the World Finals in this radio show. But I guess she's in the truck tomorrow. And then Thursday, she is actually the Young Gun Shootout. I call it that. It's been called that for years. They decided to change it to the Double Down Showdown, or I don't know. Somebody at Feld's getting paid too much to overthink things, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, she's in competition on Thursday there, and so they've got basically all these young guns from all these tours, right? And they battle it out, and then the person who wins that shootout, one person, gets chosen to go to the Monster Jam World Finals on Friday and Saturday. And basically there's 32 spots on Friday and Saturday for the World Finals. And they've got 31 of them booked with guys. Monster Jam is so big. They've got 100 drivers, right? I mean, it's massive. I don't know if it's got 100, but they've got a lot of drivers, right? Over 50. There's not just one zombie truck, not just one gravedigger. I mean, they got 5 drivers, right? So, guys are all over the country and touring and TV guys, and there's this and that. So, anyways, she's competing for that 32nd spot in the World Finals. So if she wins the whole deal, which Amy's pretty solid, she's got a chance, then she moves on to the World Finals Friday and Saturday. So we don't know if she'll be in there. It's kind of I don't know. We'll see. Literally, we'll see. I think she's got a good shot at it. She's going to keep me updated, but I'm sure social media will have you locked and loaded. I don't know. I know they're filming Friday and Saturday for TV. I don't know about Thursday. I don't know if there's a live stream. I doubt it. But if you're in the Vegas area, seriously, get over. I know I was texting my friend Colette Davis, her from Red Bull GRC. She's actually heading out there. She's going to watch. I don't know. They get a ton of celebrities and things like that. Speaking of Colette Davis, she'll be my guest on Project Action this week. She's got a new television show dropping called Girl Starter. And she will be my guest this week on Project Action. She's also racing, and I don't know, lots of tie-ins, but she's doing some TV hosting now. But anyways, we're going to talk about her new show. She does a lot for empowering young girls and stuff like that. So just, you know how I'm all over the grid here. But Colette Davis, that's a Project Action deal. But so Monster Jam. If you're in Vegas, get some tickets. It's going to be one hell of a show, either Thursday night, Friday, or Saturday. They got pit parties. I don't know. I think one day is racing, one day is freestyle, and then I think I don't know how this Young Gun shootout. I don't know if it's all racing or if it's freestyle mixed in. I know Amy excels at the freestyle more than the racing, I think. But I don't know. We'll see. You have to find out and figure out how this deal's working. But anyways, that's going on. I know I've got Star Car. I've been doing some voiceovers. We got our newest episode of Star Car. I guess our first full episode. It's dropping, I think, this week. So I think later this week, I don't know which day, be watching my social media channels for that because trust me, it's going to be one heck of a show. It's basically documents me, Tanner Faust, Jolene Van Vliet through the whole Mint 400 experience, building the car, getting to the race, everything that entails our race, the full story behind the race. I've already voiced it, and now I got to revoice a couple of spots where the video didn't line up. But I'm just telling you, it's going to be an awesome deal. It's dropping. It'll be on my social channels, Jolene's, Tanner's, Polaris's, General Tires. I'm assuming Dirtfish, HCR, King, like everybody that is a part, IMG, everybody that's been a part of the build. We got to give them a shout out. But they're going to be posting the video when that drops. So you definitely want to be looking for that. And we come back. I don't know. I got some Supercross to talk, some Formula Drift. We got a whole lot coming at you. And then Kody Kamm here in hour number 1 here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it, so when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? Dirtfish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, Dirtfish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance, rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZs, Dirtfish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, Dirtfish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit Dirtfish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from Dirtfish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dirtfish Rally. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. rolling through another Tuesday or Wednesday if you're listening to us in national syndication here on your favorite Action Motorsports radio show. And, man, it was a big weekend. So we had Rally America going on. We had Snowcross. We had Supercross. We had Works Racing. I'm trying to think what else I missed. I mean, we had a lot of motorsports events going on. But I know, like, the big one, and you guys, like, we do these fan questions, and things like that, and you guys have been hitting me, like, nonstop, man, full-on, like, Mike Tyson combos coming at me about Formula Drift. And, man, I know. I would like to announce. So I talk with the guys at Formula Drift, my buddy Ryan Sage over there. And for 2 years we've done, we're calling it the Formula Drift post-event interview, where we get an exclusive every week on this radio show following the Formula Drift events with either a winner or like Ryan Sage or my buddy Jared Deanda, where they come on, recap. It's exclusive just to this show. An interview or content, right? So that is back again for this year. Very excited about that. Thank you, Ryan Sage, and everybody at Formula Drift for making that happen. So that will be coming after Long Beach. Next week is Long Beach, next Friday, Saturday. Not like here in a couple days, but, about a week and a half out, right? So next week we'll have probably a little bit of a Formula Drift themed show, I'm assuming. I think Ryan Sage will be on. Maybe we'll try and get one of the drivers. I know probably I'm going to try and get like Von Gittin on the podcast, maybe over there on Project Action, do something a little more in depth with him, because he had some big news dropping this week. Von Gittin Jr. forming a 2-car team. 2 cars, that's right. 2 of those Ford Mustangs for Von Gittin Jr. He is teaming up with Chelsea Denofa. And they are going to be competing in Formula Drift with a 2-car team. So the big news, man. Vaughn, finished third in the championship last year, had a couple of victories. I think he qualified first like 3 or 4 times. He had a really good year last year. And, it's a new car. They're working through it. So Denofa, he's going to be in a second car just like Vaughn's, which is solid. They're going to be able to develop this new car even quicker. I think it's developed now. But the more feedback, the better, right? So 2 cars, identical cars, and, man, I think it's going to be really good. It's going to be a solid season. Not much more data coming in. That was big news coming out of Formula D. I know a bit about Formula Drift. I'm not like an insider by any means, but I'm friends with these guys. I didn't see this one coming. I didn't know what was happening. Either I was just blind or what, but that was some big news. And then also, I know this must be like the year of like the 2-car team, right? So you've got Ryan Turk and Chris Forsberg. Ryan Turk and Chris Forsberg are teaming up, and they're forming a 2-car team. I know that Nameless Performance is now doing both of their engines, so that is a pretty big deal. So and they're going to have different cars, but still, it's going to be a 2-car team. So I don't know. This is like it's crazy. You see almost like Red Bull GRC. Everybody's kind of going to 2-car teams, and I don't know, Formula Drift. Like it's like what you got to do now, right? You got to have 2 cars. I don't know. It's I just look at it as twice the budget, but obviously it's working for these guys. So that was some big news coming out of FD, man. Really big news. Congrats to Denofa and Gittin. Looking forward to seeing that program roll out at Long Beach here in a week or so. That's another event. If you're in LA area, I would say go to the Drift event at Long Beach before you went to the IndyCar event. Say go to both, because IndyCar at Long Beach is pretty solid. I'm pretty amped for Formula Drift this year. And then you've got guys like we haven't even talked about, but he's just there. He's so dominant all year long, and that is Frederick Osbo. So, you've got him, you got Turk, you got Forsberg. There's so many good, talented drivers getting in Denofa now, and, just some OGs over there. Dai Yoshihara. It's just, I don't know. It's going to be a good year. Looking forward to it. But that was some big news coming out of the drift scene this week. And then Supercross. We've been knocking this one out of the park recently. Lots of Supercross talk because things are getting really, really, really interesting. Indianapolis, and we'll talk 250s before we get to 450s. I really want to talk about 450s, so we're going to talk about 250s. Got to give a big shout-out. Zach Osborne taking the win. Joey Savacci in second, and Jordan Smith in third. So that puts you with the 250 East. You got Osborne out front, Savacci in second, and Cian Cerullo in third. Still pretty close with those guys. Osborne and Savacci looks like a 9-point difference, and then back to Cian Cerullo, it's another 9-point difference. So anybody's game is still early, right? You know, the West is pretty locked in at this point with Hill, but the East just getting started. There's lots of room over there. But anyways, moving over to the 450s. This is the one I really wanted to talk about. My goodness. Eli Tomac, yet another victory. This guy is riding at such an elite level. And look at it. I mean, it was a 27-lap main event. You got to love this new timing where it's not lap-based, it's timing-based. Because these guys are on these shorter tracks just burning off the laps. What do I say about Eli Tomac? The guy's just dominating. He's riding at such an elite level. It's crazy. Marvin taking a second. Dungey just keeps plugging along. Boom, 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 podium. The problem is Tomac's getting the wins and Dungey's getting a podium, but it's like a third, right? And so, man, good thing Dungey had that little bit of a cushion from the beginning of the year because Tomac is just dominating. He's riding it like we're talking Villapoto type levels, right? So Tomac just keeps clicking off these victories, and Dungey, that big, massive gap, it just keeps dwindling. And I remember when our oxen went down, I think the guys over from Pulp MX said, "Oh, you can just feel the air sucked out of the whole series this year," and like everybody just thought it was going to be a cakewalk for Dungey. Man, I got to tell you, if anybody with his back up against the wall can come out swinging, it's Dungey. And he's not like he's down; he's still got the points lead, but man, he's got to find something. He's got to dig deep these remaining 5 rounds because Tomac he's not just knocking on the door, he's beating on the door. I mean, he's got the full-on battering ram knocking at the door right now, and he's trying to get in, man. It is time for Mr. Dungey. Man, he's got to dig deep. It's time, Ryan, and I'm a massive Ryan Dungey fan. You guys know this. But it is time for Mr. Ryan Dungey to dig deep. So Dungey right now, 234 points. We got Tomac. He's at 222. He's 12 points back. But at that level he's riding, man, it's just boom, 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 boom. Muskin, he's back there tied for third with Seeley, and then Anderson in fifth. He's back there 155 points. He's still got to be bumming from earlier this season when he got into that altercation and cost him a race, and that was probably 20 points right there. So he'd be right in the mix. There for that third spot on the in the championship. But Dungey Tomac, man, this is shaping up to be a heck of a battle with 5 rounds left to go. I don't know I don't think we've seen a championship fight like this in quite some time. I mean, this is shaping up to be, we could be at a dead heat here in a week or two. I mean, with a couple rounds to go, this is going to be a shootout. Like, I don't know. I don't know if we've seen this in motorsports in a while, you know what I mean? Where 2 super talented guys fighting for the championship. I mean, Dungey's still got that red number 1, but, he's got to be sweating bullets a bit. So I don't know. Supercross, we're, it's wow. That's it. It's just wow. It has been one heck of a year, and it's only getting started with 5 rounds left. So we got Detroit. That's on tap this weekend. Up there at Ford Field, we got St. Louis, Seattle. Kind of pumped on Seattle, and then Salt Lake City, New Jersey, and then Vegas for the finale. So it's man, it is it's gonna be one heck of a championship battle. So I don't know. I like hearing from you guys, man. You guys are some opinionated Supercross fans. That is one thing I will say about listeners to this radio show. You guys are opinionated. I want your Supercross picks. You're opinionated about off-road, but Supercross, man, you guys come out of the woodwork when we start talking about that. So, tweet me your picks. I like hearing from you. DM me, Facebook me, whatever. I don't know. But I like to know what you guys' thoughts are on Supercross, where we're headed. You know what I mean? Things are crunch time. It's coming down to the wire, man. I want to know where your guys' heads are at. Not only that, but if you're listening in, tweet me right now. I am checking my Twitter feed. We got Kody Kamm coming up after the break. We got Joe Duncan. We're going to talk a little Terracross with him, but we got Sierra Romo. We got Ryan Millen. If you got any questions for any of our guests today, tweet me at JimBeaver15. No need to tag Amy. She's not paying any attention today. She's off racing monster trucks. So if you got any fan questions for any of our guests, it's at JimBeaver15, and I can promise you I will slide them into the show as long as they're PG-13. Let's put it that way. So I don't know. We're rolling here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. We're going to take a short break, and then when we come back, Kody Kamm, he is on the line. We're going to talk about his 2016/17 Snow Cross Championship. And, man, he had one heck of a weekend, and it was a nail-biter. Let me tell you, if you're not a Snowcross fan and don't know the storyline going into this one, he basically had no chance at a championship, but somehow he is the champ. So I'm just telling you, I want to hear this story. All that and more on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Back after this. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it. So when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our RZR vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of RZR vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a RZR 170 like me, take the entire family out in a RZR XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new RZR XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris RZR. Check out the full Polaris RZR lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR.
Life is all about sound. The sound of sports. The sound at the racetrack. And the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver joined on the line by your 2016/17 Snowcross champ, Kody Kamm. How's everything going, Kody?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. It's just me today. Sorry, Amy Hood is off racing monster trucks in Vegas, so you're stuck with me. I know you were probably calling in to talk to her, but I'm just putting it out there.
You know.
So, dude, I gotta say, man, congrats on the weekend. Going into it, I mean, I know you, so I'm a Kody Kamm fan, right? But going into this weekend, dude, your back was up against the wall. I mean, even the announcers and everybody else are like, "Oh, Cody's got like this 1 in a million chance to win the championship, right?" And somehow at the end of the weekend, dude, you come out on top.
Oh yeah, for sure. Coming into Lake Geneva was tough. I was 28 points behind, and I just really didn't think it was going to be possible because I knew Tremblay was going to be very strong all weekend, and I gained 24 points on the first day, and that was really good and helped out a lot. That he broke down in the final, and other than that, I had almost a perfect weekend, winning 8 out of 9 races, so that was super rad, and that helped a lot.
Yeah. How was it when because I was watching the live stream. I mean, I was locked on it. You know, you had your championship, and then I know my friend Jolene was racing, so I had all kinds of reason to watch. But when you went around that corner and saw him dead in the water there, I mean, what was the thought going through your head? Because you almost ran into the back of him, and he was, like, waving, and I'm like, holy crap, like, there was, like a lap left at that point.
Oh, yeah, I think it was 2 laps to go. He was broke down in the main line of the racetrack, and everybody goes right there, and I came around the corner, and I was going for it, and he was just sitting there, dead. I thought it was his teammate at first, and then I got up, like, passing him, and I noticed it was red number plates, and I got a little bit excited about that.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Yeah, well, and how was this year? I mean, going back to last year, I mean, right out of the box, I mean, we're talking last season. I mean, you took a win immediately. Everybody's like, man, Cody's got something in the tank, because at that point Tucker was riding at that crazy Tucker Hibbert level, right? But you came in and you were the guy that said, hey, look, I got the speed to run with this guy, and then you got your injury, you know what I mean? But it felt like you were at such a high level at that point, you know what I mean? So coming into this season, I mean, what was, because I know the off season, I mean, you were injured and, you're working through all that coming into this season. I mean, did you guys know you guys had a championship caliber team heading in?
Yeah, it was definitely tough coming into the year this year. Last year I had almost 4 weeks riding before Duluth when I won, and that helped out a ton, but the injury obviously took me out of the season last year and almost all summer this year. I didn't ride a dirt bike until July this summer, and then that's when I started training a little bit then, and I got to ride 2 days before Duluth this year, and I was just way behind on fitness for riding and stuff like that, and it took me half the season to finally get up to where I needed to be, and then I got to finish really strong this year.
Yeah, well, and I think fitness, that's one of those things. I know, like, Levi LaValle's a good friend of mine, and then talking to Jolene coming into Snowcross, and she's about as fit as somebody that I've ever met, right? But even she was saying, she's like, I'm so out of race shape. She's like, I'm fit, but she's like, I'm out of race shape. And Levi, that was one of the things he said. He's like, I just can't ride at that level and stay fit at that level. He's like, I just don't have the time to invest in it anymore, But you talking about fitness, I mean, I see you going into the season. I mean, you're a fit guy, but there's just, there's that race shape that you got to be in, and if you don't have it, you're just not there yet.
Yeah, for sure. There's one thing of being in the gym and being fit, and then there's a complete opposite thing of being on the track and being fit. And the gym stuff, I was good this year. I worked out in California at the W training facility for 2 months before the season. And for gym, I was doing really well. But like I said, I got 2 days on the snowmobile before the first race, so I was very rusty.
Yeah. So, I mean, so off-season now, you're the champ. I mean, obviously everybody's gunning for you. You're the guy with a target on your back going into next year. I mean, what do you do this off-season? I mean, how do you keep this level up, you know what I mean, so you can come out swinging next year, at Duluth?
Well, basically I'll have an extra 6 months to prepare. Last year I had to wait until July before I even got on a dirt bike or anything. And I will hopefully be doing Redbud and Millville Pro Nationals in July this year. So I'll have a big head start on the winter.
Yeah. Well, and I got to ask too. I mean, you're coming off on accident a Terracross championship. I know you weren't even supposed to do the Terracross series this past year, and you ended up.
No.
I think Joe threw you in a car at Heydays, and you ended up, I think, getting a win. And then all of a sudden, you're the Terracross champ. And are you going to be back in Terracross at all this year?
We'll see if Joe calls me a week before Heydays again. But yeah, last year I left Heydays with the points lead or something like that, and a couple of the races I had won, and I guess they were finals, and I had no clue what they were or anything. And it's just the format for Terracross was a little different, and I didn't know what was going on at all. But it turned out to work out good for me.
Yeah. Well, how much seat time did you have in a Razor prior to that?
First time driving one was at Heydays.
Oh wow!
On a track.
Nice. Well,
and yeah, my first lap around the track, I tipped it over too.
Yeah, well, first time I raced at Terracross, I wadded one up literally like I think 15 seconds. There's a big set of doubles, and the first time I was ever in one at Terracross, I came up short on a double and totaled a car. So if you just tipped it over, you're doing good, dude. I wadded up a whole car the first time I was in one. So
that's funny.
yeah, it was.
I just had a little minor tip over in a corner.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So, yeah, I mean, so I got to ask, too. I know we talked about it before, but still got some snow on the ground in places, and, you talk about riding dirt bikes and things like that. How about the whole snow bike movement? That interest you at all, man?
Ooh, I lived at ERX all winter, and Axel Hodges was here testing quite a bit before X Games, and we swapped our motorbikes over a couple of times, and I rode the snow bike and he rode my snowmobile a little bit. It was fun, just would take a little bit getting used to and stuff, but I did all the jumps and stuff on my first day riding it. It has potential, I think.
Yeah, I think there's still, it's a sport that's still getting figured out, I think give it a year or something, and I think it's really gonna get rolling. But how is that as far as like reading lines and things like that? Is it pretty similar to a snowmobile, or do you have to look at corners and things like that completely different?
No, you can't ride a snow bike on a snowcross track after the snowmobiles have been on it. It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
You have to have like a perfectly groomed track, like all the jumps equal and stuff, and then the snow bikes develop ruts and stuff like dirt bikes do. So after the snow bikes are out on the track, it's hard to go ride a snowmobile too, because just the tracks develop so much differently.
Yeah. So so what's up next for you? Obviously, off season now. You got the crown. You gonna take a couple of weeks off, or you gonna what's up next for Kody Kamm?
Hang on, someone's calling me right now. I'm gonna try to end this.
Okay, no worries, man.
It'll just ring for a little bit. I would like to take a week off or so and just relax a little bit. Pretty much just gonna wait for the ground to dry up though, so I can start riding dirt bikes. Yeah.
Yeah, you ever interested in you know what I mean? Obviously, you're killing it on a snowmobile. You're not scared of jumping. You ever get into like freestyle riding at all with snowmobiles?
Oh boy, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, you're a guy I could see going upside down, man. I'm like, oh, we could get you in a foam pit somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
It would be fun, but I don't know if I'll say I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, it takes a whole different commitment level. I don't know. When you're riding at your level in snowcross, man, I think it's one of those things, like you say, you got to dedicate yourself to it. You know what I mean? You don't want to get sidetracked.
A lot of my buddies are the freestyle guys, and they all want me to ride freestyle with them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, it's one of those things too. I think, this next year too. I mean, obviously you haven't snuck and got a gold medal yet at X Games, so that's probably one you're definitely looking forward to too.
Oh yeah, next year.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Kody. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to call in, buddy. Congrats on the championship. It was a pretty damn exciting weekend to watch, and we'll definitely talk soon.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Kody.
See you guys.
All right. Bye. All right, that was Kody Kamm, your 2016-2017 Pro Open Snowcross champion. And I think it's online, the video. The live stream, I think, was on YouTube, right? They were live streaming through YouTube. It's on CBS Sports Network now. I know they've already had some re-airs. I watched the finale live there, but I'm telling you, man, watch these races. Going into that weekend, this is a guy who his back was up against the wall, no chance. Somehow he had a perfect weekend through 3 rounds of racing. Ends up and a little bit of luck. We'll say a little bit of luck with Tremblay, having some mechanicals, but walks away with a championship. And man, it was a nail biter. It was exciting. It was good racing. Same with the Pro Lights. It was solid weekend. So I'm just telling you guys, if you're looking for some time to kill online this week when you're at work and at the desk, and man, I'm telling you, sneak over there and watch some snowcross videos. Some good racing. And Kody just killed it. He, just perfect, mistake-free. He did what he had to do and walked away with it. It's funny. It's the truth. He showed up, and there something happened, and somebody missed a flight for Terracross this last year, right? And so literally, Joe Duncan's really owner of Terracross. He's on in hour number 2. Walks up to Kody and says, "Hey, you want to race a razor?" And Cody's like, "Yeah, I'll jump in a razor. I'll go race Terracross. Never been in one before or anything." He goes up. He's a points leader coming out of the first weekend of racing. Goes to the next one, like the triple header, and takes some victories. He ends up the Terracross champion, and it just tells you how talented this kid is. Some of these snowcross kids, I'm telling you, Kody Kamm, another one, Cole Katu. Cole, he shows up to his very first rally. He went to Dirtfish with me, shows up to his first rally and takes the overall victory. He's, podium in Terracross. He's racing snowmobiles. He's going to Loretta Lynn's on a dirt bike. Like some of these snowmobile kids, I'm telling you, you watch them. These kids are talented, like scary talented. It's pretty impressive, man, what they're able to accomplish and jump back and forth between disciplines and things like that. Like, I don't know, I'm one of those guys. I love seeing, diversity, you know what I mean? And somebody that can do a bit of everything. And I know, like me, I race trophy trucks, and now, I'm learning to race razors, and, I'm good in the desert. The short course stuff, Terracross, I'm learning, right? But I love jumping in rally cars, and I've done a little bit of karting and a little road racing, and I love to challenge myself and do as many disciplines as I can. I don't want to be, super focused and only do this, right? And these guys, they're the same way, but it's such a high level in all of them. It's very, very impressive. But always fun to catch up with Kody Kamm. I think he was on air earlier this year, but solid dude, likes to have some fun, super talented. So stoked he was able to call into the show. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we have some Dirtfish Rally Report, and we got Joe Duncan coming up in hour number 2. So I don't know, hang tight. It's going to be one heck of a ride. We're just getting started here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When R.J. Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP1000. R.J. is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors R.J. has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder R.J. Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Do you race or are you a weekend warrior? Have you checked on the date on your helmet recently? Don't get caught off guard by using an outdated helmet. Impact Racing, the leader in motorsport safety, has new SA 2015 helmets to fit your budget. Whether you're looking for a helmet with a full carbon fiber shell to take you to victory at the Indy 500 or just looking for some helmets for a weekend at Glamis, Impact Racing has a helmet for you. Find out more information at impactraceproducts.com or on Facebook at Impact Safety. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Honey, Blue Water Resort and Casino is doing it again. On Friday, March 31st, one person will win $20,000.
Thank my lucky stars. $25,000 in cash will be given away on Friday, March 31st. Drawings every half hour from 4 till 7 p.m.
Lucky Clover cash giveaway. See the club for details.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
Honey, Blue Water Resort and Casino is doing it again. If you don't win the $20,000 drawing on March 31st, $10,000 in cash will be given away on April Fool's Day with a second chance drawing. All March entries remain valid.
I'm no fool. It's our second chance to win our share of $10,000. Saturday, April 1st, one person will win $5,000.
No joke. April Fool's second chance $10,000 giveaway. See the club for details.
Blue Water Resort and Casino.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Just finishing up with your 2016, 2017. I hate it when series, whether it be like the NFL or NBA or hockey or anything that like goes over like through December. Like I hate having a 2016/2017 champ, or like it's so much easier when it's just, hey, I won the 2017 title. I won the 2016 title. Like I don't know. That's just me. It's I don't know. We're gonna call Kody Kamm the 2017 champ, and then when him or whoever else wins next year, there's gonna be the 2018 champ. I don't care if it's spread into 2 years. I'm just making that change right now on the show. From here on out, we're just going to refer to somebody. You can't be like the title holder for 2 years. Just seriously. I don't care what it is. I'm just saying that's the way it's going to be from here on out. So there you go. We're making that call because I'm tired of figuring out which one is which. Yeah. Well, we got to give you my token Project Action plug right now. Make sure and tune in to Project Action on Podcast One, dropping on Thursdays on the Podcast One network. You can go over there on iTunes, rate, review, and subscribe. And some of the best in motorsports, action sports, and pop culture content brought to your ears by yours truly. So, make sure and go over there. And if you leave a review. If you leave your Twitter and Instagram at username, I will follow you back. Same goes for the Down and Dirty Radio Show on iTunes. We got a big listenership. A big chunk of our listenership comes from podcasts on iTunes. And I never advertise it, but we're over there. And if you leave a review, gosh, getting tongue-tied here. Review for that, I will follow you back as well. So, if you want to, really help me out, you'd leave one for both. But, So thanks to all you guys who have supported it. We've had a couple, like one of the shows I think had over 100,000 downloads. Might have been Ellis, or was it Pastrana? And I think Sarah Price. We've had a couple of them really close, but pulling in some solid numbers over there. I don't think you guys realize to get 100,000 downloads to a podcast what it takes. It's a massive undertaking. Think about that, 100,000 people listening to you. It's kind of crazy. So thanks to all you guys who have supported it and helped continue to grow that, as well as this show. We're 5 years in, and I got to tell you, we got contracts for the next at least 3 or 4, so we're not going anywhere. But we are going to go to a break. So we'll be back after this with the Dirtfish Rally Report here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.
I'm Polaris rider Levi LaValle, and I choose Polaris just because they have the best quality, highest performing, most fun machines out there.
Only one company has taken Levi LaValle to 10 X Games medals, snowcross championships, a double backflip, and a world record long jump of 412 feet across the San Diego Harbor on New Year's Eve, and that company is Polaris. Whether it's dominating the X Games, racing a stock Polaris Razor XP1000 in the Terracross Championship, or just hitting the trail on the weekend, for over 20 years, Levi has relied on the same quality Polaris vehicles and products you can purchase at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of action sports legend Levi LaValle and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver here, getting ready to kick off hour number 2 of your favorite action motorsports radio show. I say favorite, but I don't know. We're kind of out on our own. I can be the world's biggest, right? Because we're by ourselves. There's no competition. So I don't know. We can spin it however which way we want. But thanks to all you guys for tuning in. Flying solo today, having to get creative with my chat, but we got a Dirtfish Rally Report coming at you right now, brought to you by our good friends at Dirtfish Rally School. Find out more information on the web at www.dirtfish.com. And if you're looking for a discount code up there, I think it's 15% off class. Use the coupon code JBDirtfish, and I'll give you 15% off any class up there at Dirtfish. Tell you what, 15%, it's pretty rock solid, especially when you're talking 4 figures for some of these big classes. So definitely get in on it up there at Dirtfish. And biggest rally news over the weekend, we had 100 Acre Wood Rally. I call it Rally in the 100 Acre Wood. It's called the 100 Acre Wood Rally. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's one of the big ones as far as North American Rally goes. It's it's one of the premier events. It definitely is. Put it up there with New England Forest Rally and a few others as kind of the premier events. But I got to give a shout-out to Art Grushka. I'm not going to try and even pronounce his first name. We just call him Art, right? But Grushka walking away with the overall victory and the open class win. Pat Morrow, SP winner. Good to see Pat back on the stages. You know, he was a stage rally guy, and then he went off and did the GRC thing in his factory Chevy. And then he's back now doing stage rally. It's good to see him back out there, and had longtime, veteran co-driver Ollie Holter in the shotgun seat. And then second in SP, third outright was Steve Biz, Scott McCarty. Taking home that second in SP and third outright. Third finisher in SP was Timothy Rooney. Then skipping down, we had Seamus Burke and Martin Brady. And I can't wait to talk to Ryan Millen about this car, because Millen, he likes, Millen's solid. He likes talking about cars, but Seamus Burke in an Escort, 1977 Escort, not your average Escort, taking the two-wheel drive win. Ryan Millen and Rhiannon Gelsomino in second in two-wheel drive, seventh outright. Dave Wallingford, third in two-wheel drive, eighth outright. And then going down, it was Steve LaRosa in NLO taking that victory. And Dan McCarron and Matthew Blake taking the victory in B-Spec. And my good friend Kiana Erickson-Chang, she was second in B-Spec. But that's kind of your results there for 100 Acre Wood. And this was your Dirtfish Rally Report for this week, brought to you by our good friends at Dirtfish Rally School. Find out more information on the web at www.dirtfish.com. And don't forget use that coupon code JBDirtfish. We'll be back after this. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it, so when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our RZR vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of RZR vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a RZR 170 like me, take the entire family out in a RZR XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new RZR XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris RZR. Check out the full Polaris RZR lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Honey, Blue Water Resort and Casino is doing it again. If you don't win the 20,000 drawing on March 31st, $10,000 in cash will be given away on April Fool's Day with a second chance drawing. All March entries remain valid.
I'm no fool. It's our second chance to win our share of $10,000. Saturday, April 1st, one person will win $5,000.
No joke. April Fool's second chance $10,000 giveaway. See the club for details.
Blue Water Resort and Casino.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Jim Beaver here, joined on the line by my buddy Joe Duncan. How's everything going, Joe?
Things are great, Jim Beaver. Things are great. Just rolled in last night from Texas. Had some great Terracross meetings down there, and just getting back into town.
Yeah, I could see Terracross is a good state for Texas is a good state for a Terracross venue at some point. Be fun to go racing in Texas, I think. All right, just throwing it out there, Joe.
They got lots of options down there. It's a big state.
Yeah, so I'm looking at my lineup today, Joe, and it just seems like every time I look at my lineup, there's all these ties to Terracross. So we start things off. We got Kody Kamm, who by accident won a Terracross championship this past year. And then
Kody Kamm's on fire.
Oh man, did he? You know, I don't know if you watched that. If you had a chance to watch it, I was tuned in because Jolene was racing with Katuz, and then Kody. You know, he's a buddy of mine, and he had this championship battle. But going in, like, they gave him no chance. It was like a 1 in a million shot he was going to win this championship, and somehow he had a perfect weekend. Tremblay had a problem, and Kody walks away with the championship. And even Kody said, he's like, man, I didn't think I had any chance, but somehow, like. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you think of a shoulder injury there from a practice accident, and then, Tremblay was on fire this year. You can't take anything away from him. Tucker stumbled a little bit there, and and Kody was in the right place, and he just had to, one, stay healthy and then ride like he does, and he pulled it off. I mean, what a great thing for the sport of snowcross to have that epic battle of all three of those guys up there hammering it out, and what great racing, that was pretty awesome. And he had to basically have almost a perfect weekend, and Tremblay have a little problems for him to make it happen, and it did. So, yeah, rolls off a Terracross championship, a snowcross championship, and then his teammate wins the X Games. Peter Narsa wins the X Games. So both Hitches Racing having a great season here, and all their great sponsors.
Yeah. So I wanted to make mention, I mean, you're a snowcross guy. That's, that's your background. But there was a big announcement yesterday. I think it was yesterday coming out, and I haven't talked about it yet. But I thought, because you know everybody in snowcross, but Ross Martin announcing his retirement. 30-something wins, 90-something podiums, 5 X Games medals, 3 championships. I mean, this dude, recently we haven't talked about him a ton in the past couple of years because it's pretty much been the Tucker Hibbert show, right? But this guy, he's, as far as snowcross standards go, this guy is he's got a track record second to none, man.
He's right there with Tucker and Blair Morgan. It's pretty impressive. He's always been that silent killer. He comes from nowhere and he pulls off championships and wins, and he's just that staple. And he's been in the sport forever, and I've known him and his brother since they were, 10, 12 years old, and a couple little hellions coming up from down in that Lake Geneva area, and wow, what an impressive run he's had. And with the Judnick Motorsports team, they picked him up a long, long time ago, and not too often, I think he said it in his little speech on Facebook, not too often does an athlete or a driver stay with a team and a manufacturer for their entire career, and he did it, and what an impressive set of results. And I don't think until that was announced, I don't think a lot of people knew how impressive a run he did until he announced his retirement, and those stats all got figured out and were laid out, because he's kind of always been overshadowed by Blair Morgan early on, and then Tucker Hibbert here the latter years, and so it's always been a little bit in the shadows. But I think that retirement announcement and those stats really open up a lot of eyes to how great of a racer he really is.
Yeah. So here's a question, and then we'll get to some more Terracross talk. But so, obviously Ross Martin, he's retiring. Levi stepped away a couple years ago to move into a team owner role. Tucker, I don't see Tucker retiring in the next year or so. But obviously, you don't want to say his days are numbered, but he's not going to be around here for the next 10 years. So do you feel like in snowcross, at least that door's opening, like you get the young guns? The Kody Kamms, we've got, Kyle Pauline, you see these type of kids, moving in now. It's like, like a generational shift in snowcross almost.
Yeah, I think you saw it a little bit this year, and I think that's going to continue to grow. As you can see, there's a lack of pros there, and there's many reasons that, weather probably being the largest reason for that, just no snow, and it costs a lot to go snowcross racing. So, those two factors in play, and the kids of this generation not growing up on snowmobiles, growing up on video games and, non-outdoor sports, if you will.
Yeah.
So I think all of those things combined has hurt the sport, and hopefully it can get turned around now that there's some opportunities and some doors opening and some great youth coming up. There's an insane amount of talented youth in that light class, and both our buddy Cole Katu, and the rest of that crew down there in that pro light, and even the sports that are coming up. They got some great talent there. If they can do some right things here over the next year or two to bring all that talent to the top and make it so they can afford to get there, I think you have some great racing ahead of them. So pretty optimistic if they can do some right steps to make it happen.
Yeah, I agree with you. So what's up next for Terracross? Obviously, we only got about 2 minutes left, but you've been rocking and rolling. I know. Any idea? I mean, as we get closer, as far as schedule announcements and things like that, when are we going to start rolling out with some announcements for the series, Joe?
Well, heyday is September. The weekend after Labor Day is set to go, and our two other events, the one in July and the one in August, I actually have to fly out and do a site survey. We've been waiting for a couple things to fall into place, and that's happened now. So not this week, but the following week, I'll be flying out to look at to do a site survey, and if that falls in, then we got to figure out some logistics, and if that falls in, we can get our first event locked and loaded. We have lots of options. I mean, there's a ton of facilities and a ton of events that want Terracross in it, but when we lay out our structure, we're trying to do what works for the athletes that run other events and other disciplines, and trying not to conflict with those, as well as kind of laying out a logistical nice flow for the trucks and trailers and the whole team to go to event and keep those costs as low as we can. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks here, we'll have that stuff. Whether we know we're going there or not going there, and that way we can lay out the rest of our schedule for the season. But Heydays is ready to go. Two other sites that we're meeting with here in 2 weeks, and we'll get some announcements. We have some great announcements coming out on some athletes next week, Jim. I think we'll have one, maybe two athletes on the show. I actually stopped on the way back from Texas and met with one of our new up-and-coming pro women racers, which I think will be our 9th racer of our 10 racer cap for the women's class, and I think we only have one spot left in our women's class for 2017, which is pretty awesome. And all of our Polaris Razors, all of our turbos for the turbo class this year are in stock at the Kody Motorsports, getting ready to get assembled. Now the snowcross season is done, and over half our XP 1000s are sitting here. So we're way ahead of schedule, pretty pumped on where the season's going, and some athlete announcements that are coming up here shortly.
Awesome. Well, sounds like a plan, Joe. Looking forward to it next week. And we got to take a short commercial break here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty Radio Show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it. So when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry. It's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Honey, Blue Water Resort and Casino is doing it again. If If you don't win the 20,000 drawing on March 31st, $10,000 in cash will be given away on April Fool's Day with a second chance drawing. All March entries remain valid.
I'm no fool. It's our second chance to win our share of $10,000. Saturday, April 1st, one person will win $5,000.
No joke. April Fool's second chance $10,000 giveaway. See the club for details.
Blue Water Resort and Casino.
All right, it's March, which means it's time for the madness. And it's crunch time in the NBA. So you know we got it all covered on the big podcast with me, Shaq.
And we're way more than just sports, Shaquille. So be prepared to laugh, folks, as we bring you the best basketball coverage, the biggest names in hoops, like Kevin Garnett, Chris Paul, Dick Vitale, Grant Hill, Chris Webber, and many, many more.
The big podcast with Shaq. Check us out with new episodes every Monday at podcast1.com.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver here, and I'd like to welcome my next guest to the line, Sierra Romo. How's everything going, Sierra?
Good. How are you, Jim?
Good. Good to finally catch up. I know it's been a long time coming. It's been, almost a year since I first saw your race out there at Terracross. I think it's San Diego, right? Yeah, they're at Del Mar, the Del Mar Fair or something like that. That was when I was, I known of the family, and I got to see you race, and I'm like, man, this girl shreds. And you've just been killing it ever since. I think you showed up to Terracross, and did you take a win or a podium in, one of your first couple of races?
Yeah, my first race, I took a second, and then the next one after that, I took the win in the women's class, and then took a third in the pro shootout. Yeah,
that was a solid opening weekend for Terracross for you. That was, I don't know, it doesn't happen very often where somebody just comes in and steamrolls their first event. So right there, you put everybody on notice. You're like, hey, I'm here to play.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So no, I want to get you on air too. We got lots to talk about, but this past weekend, now tell me what the heck happened, because what's going on here? All I keep seeing, and I know I get confused on works because there's so many different divisions in works, and I get confused on what is what. But I know you basically, you were the first female to ever podium in this division, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so tell me how that worked out. What division was it? Because I know there's I don't know, I get so confused by the works. There's pro, there's Pro 1000, Pro Open. So which division was it?
So there's two pro classes. There's Pro Unlimited and Pro Stock, and I took a third place in Pro Stock.
Nice. So that's one thing I've always liked, because I know even Shelby, and I know you and Shelby are good friends. She's like, man, if I'm going to race, she's like, I want to race against the best. I don't want to race against the girls. I want to race against the guys, and that's Shelby's been one of those where even at Terracross at the beginning of the year, she's she called out all the guys. She's like, I can run with you guys. And there's little old Shelby, and she's calling out all the guys, and she put her money where her mouth was. And I thought it was cool, but you're the same way. You're like, heck, if I'm going to race, I want to bang with the guys,
Yeah, it was my first year. I decided to try it out in women's, and I was like, okay, well, now it's time to jump in with the boys in the pro class, and I definitely proved myself in first few races.
Yeah. Hey, how was it there in Havasu? I wasn't up there this year, but I know, was there some the lagoon jump? It was kind of wonky this year. It was causing people to go over, right? Did they change it up, or was it? Or did they? I heard after the first day they may have changed it or something. It looked like it was everybody was nosediving off of it.
Oh, yeah. On the practice Friday, the first guy to ever hit it was a 900, and he instantly just nosedived. And so everybody started complaining that this isn't going to work out for us. None of us are going to be able to make it through this. So then on Friday night, Sean changed the jump for us. And Saturday, it was still really, really bad. Everybody that hit it, we were just, instantly soaked. All the water would come in, all the nasty lagoon water, but we managed.
Yeah, it looked kind of gnarly. So is that, because I know, what is it with that lagoon jump? It's one of the iconic works jumps. Everybody thinks of Havasu, and they think the lagoon jump, right? But was there, because I know there's an option where you don't have to hit it and you can go around. How much time does it add if you decide, I'm not going to hit it and you go around? What's it add? An extra 5-10 seconds?
Yeah, it's like 10 seconds. So if you take the jump, you're setting yourself up good for the person behind you if they don't take it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so it's like you almost have to, but then when it's gnarly like that, were you hitting it, or were you able to figure it out, or were you just like, forget it, I'm not gonna ruin the car?
Yeah, I hit it every time, but it's scary because it's like you're either gonna ruin your car or you're gonna win, so you have to choose your battles.
Yeah, well, it's funny. So we're talking right here, like I'm getting fan questions, right? And we've got one of them. This is Sean. He's sending in. He goes, "You got to ask Sierra who's the better racer, her or Dad?"
Well, I'd have to say we're pretty even.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing I love about your family, though. I know, got to meet your dad and your mom and you, and I think it's really cool. Like, you guys are a true racing family. You go to the races, you're racing, your dad's racing, your mom's racing. I mean, it's a whole family atmosphere. I mean, that's got to be pretty fun for you to be able to go out and share it with your whole family,
Yeah, it gets pretty chaotic because it's like mom races, dad races, and then me and dad are racing against each other. So it's like I'm always scared, like, oh, where's my mom at? Where's my dad at on the field with me? So it gets pretty chaotic out there sometimes.
Yeah. Well, and here's a question for you. I mean, with everybody racing in all these divisions, I mean, like at some point you're probably having to wrench on your own car, right? Have you pretty much figured things out where, like, because somebody may be out racing in one of their races and it's like, you got to go and work on your own car?
Yeah, I've learned a lot from lots of my friends like Shelby and then Danielle and my dad. They've all taught me so much stuff. And Sarah Price, even at Terracross, she was teaching me like the little ins and outs of stuff, like tricks and stuff. So
I'm learning from Sarah. Like, we've got this new race car, this desert car that Jolene and I are racing, and like Sarah's like, because I'm a trophy truck guy. I'm learning like some of these ins and outs of razors, and I'm just sitting here and like Sarah's telling me, oh, you got to do this and that. And I'm like, that girl's so ridiculously smart when it comes to razors and racecraft and things like that. It's like I learned so much from her. She's just I
know, she's awesome.
Yeah, just another level. But so what's next for you? Obviously, you're racing the Works Series this year. I know Works just getting started. They've got a ton of rounds. But what else are in the plans for you? Or are you just pretty much dedicating yourself to the Works Series this year?
Well, we just received a 4-seater Best in the Desert car,
okay.
Razor. So we're going to try to hit a few races at the end of the season just to try it out and see how we like it. And then we plan to do some Terracross too.
Nice. Yeah, that's the event you're going to love, and it's my favorite every year, and I think Sarah will probably tell you the same thing, and Shelby is the one at Heydays. Like, that's my favorite one every year up there in Minnesota. It's always this really rad course, but like the whole atmosphere and the whole vibe, like I know you missed that one last year. Like, that's the one like you got to go to. You guys are going to have a blast there. It's just it's a cool vibe. Like, it's just this big festival,
Yeah, I saw all the fans there. I really want to hit that one this year.
Yeah, it's definitely a ton of fun. So, Desert Car, you guys, are you building that in-house? Who's doing the build for you? That'll be pretty cool to see you guys out here in Best in the Desert.
Yeah, we're actually looking at a few different companies and see who can work some prices for us. And we'll probably be doing Vegas to Reno next year and the Min, all the big races. So I'm pretty excited for those.
Oh, that'll be awesome. So I know you did the Parker 250 earlier this year. How was that, your first experience out here in the desert?
It was actually really fun. I loved it. I love just being wide open in the desert instead of, the motocross jumps and just being on a short infield. I actually am loving going out in the desert and seeing a whole new ball game of racing.
Yeah, I think too, like, especially like you're talking about the Mint 400 and like Vegas to Reno and stuff like that. You get in the car and you're in there for like 3 hours at a time. I know, like, Terracross, you're in there for 10, 15 minutes and you're out. Works, I think you're in there probably 30 minutes and you're out. Like, you're in there and like literally miles start ticking off and hours start ticking off, and it's actually pretty cool to be able to string together, you know what I mean, that much time in a razor just back to back to back corners,
Yeah.
So what's up next for you? Obviously, you're still in school and everything else. I mean, so what are the plans? I mean, you planning on, pursuing like a racing career, or, you're going to go the college route? So what's in the plans for Sierra Romo?
Well, books are kind of not really my thing. I'm not really feeling the whole school thing. So I think the racing career is going to be best for me.
Yeah. So, you got your eye on anything? You're pretty happy, like in the off-road space? I mean, people are actually making careers out of, UTV racing and things like that nowadays, or, there's something where you'd like to try, maybe pavement racing or something like that?
Yeah, I'd love to try anything I can get my hands on to. All of it seems really interesting to me. So.
Yeah. Do you do any karting, like indoor karting there, or anything like that?
Well, in Vegas, we have pole position. It's like indoor go-karting, and I love it. It's so much fun. I haven't been able to try any, street stuff, so I'd love to try that out. I
got to get the whole Romo family up to Dirtfish. I know we're talking with Sarah. She wants to go up there, and we're talking about I'm organizing, I think, a women's day or a women's class up there at Dirtfish Rally. It's gonna be cool to get you in rally cars. Like you and your mom could go up there and shred rally cars. I think you guys would have a blast up there. It'd be something totally out of your wheelhouse too. I don't know.
I've heard you guys talking a lot about it on the last show with Sarah Price, and I was like, that sounds really, really fun. I'd love to try that. Yeah,
it's a ton of fun. It's actually taught me a ton about razors just with the all-wheel drive and the way things handle and things like that. But it'd be cool to see you get in a car or something a little bit bigger just to see what happens. But I'll have to. Yeah, Sarah and her and I are talking about things. We'll have to get you looped in on that. You and your mom. It'd be kind of fun to get you guys up there whenever we get things dialed in. But so you went to the UTV World Championship. I think that's the next big event here in we're about a month out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you won't have the desert car ready. You're running the works car there in the short course race. Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, we're going to do the short course, and then next year we're going to be doing both of them.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I keep thinking about buying a works car just to go and run a few events like Havasu and things like that, but I really don't need another razor in my garage at this point.
Yeah, start running out of room.
That's the problem. We're running out of room right now. I'm like, man, if I brought one, my dad would be like, really? Do we really need another razor in this garage?
The answer is yes. You always do.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Sierra, well, I appreciate you taking the time to call in, and we'll definitely chat soon.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jim.
All right, thanks. All right, that was Sierra Romo, just young gun in the UTV space, just killing it. Always fun catching up with her. Definitely give her a follow on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, Ryan Millen, he's going to be calling in, and we're going to be talking some rally here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When RJ Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP1000. RJ is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Do you race, or are you a weekend warrior? Have you checked on the date on your helmet recently? Don't get caught off guard by using an outdated helmet. Impact Racing, the leader in motorsport safety, has new SA 2015 helmets to fit your budget. Whether you're looking for a helmet with a full carbon fiber shell to take you to victory at the Indy 500, or just looking for some helmets for a weekend at Glamis, Impact Racing has a helmet for you. Find out more information at ImpactRaceProducts.com or on Facebook at Impact Safety. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry. It's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'd like to welcome my next guest to the line, my buddy Ryan Millen. How's everything going, Ryan?
Good. How you doing, Jim? Nice to be on again.
Yeah, it's nice to have you on again, buddy. Dude, we got a lot to talk about here. You were in the Mint 400. We got Rally America. So I guess we'll talk about Rally America first this weekend. But I know you guys were you were out front for a bit. But like normally, when you say you got beat by like a 1977 Escort, everybody would be like, "What?" But I saw some pictures. That wasn't just any 1977 Escort, man. That thing was pretty legit.
Yeah, no, Jameis brought a really good a new car. He's kind of a new player for us. He's been running an Evo for the year. And he brought in a V6 powered Escort, and it's a good, solid, I think 800 pounds lighter than us. And yeah, he's got some oomph behind it, that's for certain. Yeah. But no, we had a great battle. It was really cool. We had one more player stepping up, Dave Wallingford stepping up, so he's getting quicker. So with Kamm, we kind of have 4 of us in there. It's pretty neat to look back on the stage times and see, all 4 of us are winning stages. So it's tooth and nail. So it's a good battle. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, and I know that's, you and I talking last year when we were, you know what I mean? When I was doing some radio with Rally American stuff like that, like that's you. Like, you don't want to run in a division where you're going to get the easy win. You like competition. You'd rather lose, you know what I mean? Like you did, I don't want to say lose, but you'd rather, get second place and have a really good battle than, be running against nobody and get a win. Like that doesn't prove anything as a driver. I know how you are. And so it's got to be, you got to be amped on that, being able to go against, 4 really good guys.
Yeah, really stoked on it, Like a perfect example was we did the first round of the ARA in Canada a couple months ago up in Quebec, and it was a snow rally, and Kamm ended up kind of having issues, and we won the thing by like 20 minutes, and it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
I would much rather get second or third and have a fight and push hard. So no, it was really fun, and we kind of only had one mistake over the weekend and picked up a puncture and lost the rally by like less than 10 seconds. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So how has it been for you this year? I know a big change, I think, last year at Prescott. Rhiannon Gelsomino, she co-drove with you and kind of was trying things out, and then you've got her signed for the full year this year. I mean, how's that been, having her in the car with you, kind of a change up, from your fiance from last year?
Yeah, no, it's been a big change. Christina, my now wife, is kind of taking a step back and doing the team organizing and team manager, which is really cool to have her doing that. And Rhiannon stepped in last year as kind of a test. And to be honest with you, like I never realized how much a co-driver could bring to the team inside the car. And Rhiannon's really pushing me hard to kind of be better and watch videos and push so much on the notes. Like I didn't quite, my background's kind of desert racing. And you read the road and you kind of learn to read berms and braking bumps, as you know. But with rallying and the pace notes, you kind of have to stop trying to read the road and just listen to the navigator. And she's pushing me to put more information in. And it's really like challenging, but super rewarding. And I feel like we really kind of have gelled pretty quickly. And this weekend, there's only a couple of little mistakes on my part. And I feel like the notes are super detailed. and it's just raising the game, and having her experience is just huge.
Yeah, and I know and I haven't raced in stage rally, but I've done so much up at Dirtfish. I'm to the point where they'll put together like 5 mile stage and around the property,
cool.
and we're using notes and things like that. And I know my biggest problem, I'm a desert racer, like you said. I read the terrain. I've got a guy there I listen to. But, you know what I mean? It's like, for big G outs and things like that. But I know, like, with me, my biggest problem is I'm still trying to read. And like you said, like, it's a big adjustment for a desert racer to come into rally and put that trust and just rely on the notes. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of relearning how we drive, and I know for you, like, you know what I mean? That's big that, now you've got her in there and you're putting the reliance on there, because I know, like, I've had this conversation with guys, and they're like, oh, what would happen if, like, Bryce Menzies came in and ran an open class rally car? And I'm like, well, Bryce has the talent to do it, but I'm like, it'd take him a good year or two to trust in the notes, and they're like,
yeah, there's a lot there. It really is. It's a different sport than any other type of racing out there.
Yeah, so it's, I think, it's cool hearing you talk about that, because I don't think people know, there's that major difference in rally and desert racing where, we've got co-drivers, but it's not the same, man. In rally, if you're not listening and relying on that, then you're losing time,
Yeah, you're not. And it's been really fun for me. We've been trying to incorporate pace notes and doing like last year at 1,000, we had notes from Santo Tomas down to like Irandira.
Oh, nice.
So that was all graded roads and that sort of stuff. And just having those notes, you can push so much harder even in desert racing. So, it's definitely skills that are cool to cross over. I think more and more people are starting to realize that there's time in there. There's the dust and that sort of stuff really kind of can slow you down a lot. And if you have the notes, you can push pretty hard. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's and I've seen that. Yeah, it's like there's these hybrid systems are developing for desert now, and there's a few teams integrating them and things like that. And I think that's definitely, everybody, we talk about that in off-road. Oh, where's the speed going to come? What's next in the evolution of a trophy truck? And I think a lot of it's going to be the evolution of what's happening in the cab, not necessarily the trucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, speaking of desert racing, man, you were at the Mint 400. How did you get roped into this program with Jay Leno? Because all of a sudden, Jerry Zaden's a good friend of mine, and he's like, dude, we got this big news drop, and then all of a sudden, here's Ryan Millen and Jay Leno, and I'm like, oh, how'd that happen, man?
Yeah, we shot with Jay a couple years ago in the RAV4, and I just kind of spent time with him and kind of showed him how to drive that, and it was kind of like a good fit. I was able to kind of coach him along and, running the Mint 400 last year. So I kind of knew the course pretty well, the same course. So it was really fun kind of coaching him along and making sure that, he didn't make too many mistakes and, we didn't pick up any punctures or anything silly like that. So it was a fun experience, and he's a great guy and just really kind of knowledgeable on weird powered engine cars. Like, he's really into jet engine stuff, which is really cool. And just, real passionate about autos in general.
Yeah, it sounded like, too, I talked with Jerry last week, and it sounded like Jay, like, he had a pretty good, approach to desert racing. And, a lot of people go in and immediately overdrive the cars. And, especially in a vehicle like that in the desert, I mean, you can destroy it in half a mile if you wanted to. And it's,
totally.
It's a walking that fine line. And it sounded like Leno, like Jerry said, he's like, I was very impressed with his approach to things. Like he was very calculated in how he was going to approach driving his segment in the race and things like that. And I thought that was pretty cool. You know what I mean? For him to, it sounds like he's got, like you said, a lot of car knowledge, and race car knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah. He was very respectful of it. And that was cool to see. I know it's interesting hanging around, a personality like him is interesting to see. He's in his 60s and he's pretty. He's actually like a kind of attention deficit. It's kind of interesting watching him. Because we go through some of those rough sections, and you got to be so patient in the stock truck. A 10 car go blasting by us, and he try to go 10 car speed. You're like, oh, Jimmy, slow down. You can't go that fast. You can kind of see him getting fidgety after a while, and it's tough to race a stock truck. Like you said, you could break that thing in 1 G out sort of thing. So, I have a lot of respect for him after doing the Mint 400 together.
Yeah, I know I was in a Razor, and it's like I'm used to just going over the top of everything, throwing the hammer down and going as fast as you can. It was my first time in a while in a stock class vehicle, and I'm in that Razor, and it's not stock by any means, but Like it was like, it's like, oh, this is what I haven't been doing for the past 10 years. You know, it was like,
yeah,
it's like I feel like
I know I ran a spec TT last year, and it was like you could go flat through everything.
Yeah.
Never lifted.
It's like
all of a sudden you're like braking for everything.
I feel like even in rally cars, you know, and Higgins is one of those guys where he'll step back into something that's not an open class car every once in a while just to, you know, to refresh. Hey, this is how rally really is, you know, I'm so spoiled, you know, and I think it was good for me. And I feel like a lot of guys like you know, now, you know, you're racing that RAV4 and, you know, if you were ever to jump into an SP car or an open class rally car, I think you would appreciate it a whole, you know, you're going to appreciate it, you know, whereas some people, they get spoiled, you know, and I feel like, you know, it's even like I give a lot of credit to Reese, you know, he jumped back into a Razor, you know what I mean, when Reese could have built a 6100 truck or something like that, you know, but I feel like, you know, I feel like more guys ought to do that more often, you know what I mean, just because you forget what really, you know, rally or off-road is, you know?
Yeah, no, I think I'll look back very fondly. Like for my first rally car, really a RAV4 with a stock engine and automatic transmission has kind of been the best car that I could have ever learned on, to be honest with you. You can listen to the pace notes. You're not really thinking about clutching or gears or any of that sort of stuff. You're just focusing on brake and gas and reading, you know, listening to Navigator. So it's definitely, I have a lot of respect for the vehicle and what it's taught me and how to be fast. It's been, and that's why, you know, we chose another year of running a stock vehicle. Everyone's progressed and realized how fast we were last year and made their cars faster and stepped up and turbocharged their cars, and we've left ours the same, and it's still 3,500 pounds. But, you know, we're just pushing ourselves inside the car to be better and faster. And, you know, stage times are quicker than last year. It's amazing what you can do by just focusing on your driving and keeping such a reliable vehicle.
Yeah. Well, and I know, you know, and I know you probably can't formally talk about it, but at some point I'm assuming there's going to be like the next evolution of this program, you know what I mean? And it's something maybe a little bit faster. I mean, is that something down the pipeline that you guys are looking at?
You know, I mean, that's hard to say. I think right now Toyota, you know, gets so much value out of running a stock vehicle. I mean, really, we put some Tane dampers on it and put safety stuff on it, and, you know, we're doing so well. It's kind of tough, you know, it's like, yeah, we could step up to open. We could certainly be competitive. But does it deviate from the story they want to tell?
Yeah.
And I know it's a pretty neat, I mean, you take any other racing where you can be like, yeah, here's your car off the showroom, put a roll cage in it, some seats, put some better shocks on it. We change the brake pads to softer material and go race the thing and see if you can be, you know, competitive against some of these lighter fours that we race against. With more power, you know, I know Kamm saying he's got 275 horsepower. He's got to weigh 2,700 pounds, and we're 3,500 pounds, and we got 172 horsepower. And then by the time it gets to the torque converter, we're down in the low 100. So,
yeah.
But that's what's so cool. You know, we're focusing on just getting our corner speeds correct, and we can be competitive. And this day and age, man, racing's getting so expensive, and it's cool to see that, you know, it's kind of like racing razors and that sort of stuff. It's like, you know, if you can race these stock classes and you have fun, you can learn so much as a driver. You don't need to be going straight to SP or open or any of those, you know, classes you see out there. It's amazing what you can do with focusing on your driving.
Yeah, no, I agree. I know that's one of those things you talk about stock classes, and, you know, like the Razor, like I went to. It's like I'm seeing how affordable it is to prep this thing and everything else, and I'm like, oh man, like this is such a relief on the pocketbook, but we're still going ridiculously fast. You know, it's just
you're having fun.
Yeah, exactly. We're still having a ton of fun. It's just it's a whole different feel. So, what's up next for you guys? Obviously, I think Oregon Trail is the next rally.
Yeah, we got Oregon Trail next. And then we kind of have really busy, like, we're focusing mostly on ARA this year with a little bit of NASA and some Rally America events, the ones we kind of want to do. But our season is just, like, insane for the next 4 months. And then, you know, we kind of get a break once we hit August. So looking forward to some Baja trips. Got a little Baja trip this weekend on motos. And at some point, you and I need to go down in the Razors and have a trip down there, too.
Yeah, we got to do that. I know. I was just talking to Tanner Faust after the Mint, and he's got his, and, you know, when I talked about it, and he's like, dude, it'd be so fun. He's like, yeah, he's like, we'll get Ryan and Reese, and, you know, and we'll get like a big group and go do it. I'm like, we just have to make it happen, you know?
We do. It's so much fun down there. I have a real soft spot for Baja.
Yeah.
It's such a blast. So yeah, we got to make that one happen.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, Ryan. Best of luck at Oregon Trail. I don't know if I'll be there or not yet, but hopefully. Best of luck there.
So.
Yeah. I don't know what my schedule's yet. So I don't know. Too much stuff spinning around in the rally world lately. So I don't know. I'll be out some rallies at some point this year. I promise. So, cool. Tell Christina hi for me, and take care, buddy.
I will. Thank you very much, Jim.
All right. Thanks, Ryan.
Pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, you too.
Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
All right. That was Ryan Millen, factory Toyota driver. And we are going to take a short break here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. We'll wrap things up after this.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When R.J. Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP1000. RJ is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. A 268-horsepower, turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. It's not a sibling rivalry. It's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver closing things out here. Thanks to all you guys for tuning in. Awesome one today, Ryan Millen. We had Sierra Romo. We had Kody Kamm, Joe Duncan. Man, lots of good people, lots of good times. And thanks to all you guys for tuning in. We got some Supercross, some UTV World Championship coming up. I don't know. We got not 100 Acre Wood, but we got some ARA up there at Oregon Trail Rally. San Felipe 250 was score. So I don't know. We got a lot to talk about in the coming weeks. Got to give a shout out to Polaris Razor, General Tire, Subaru, KC Highlights, Gibson Exhaust, Dirtfish, Impact, Terracross, and the Blue Water Resort and Casino. And thanks to all you guys. Once again, it's at JimBeaver15 on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And use that coupon code JBDirtfish for 15% off at Dirtfish Rally School. And don't forget to rate, review, subscribe to not only this, but my podcast Project Action on Podcast One, dropping on Thursdays. Colette Davis going to be my guest this week, GRC Lights Racer. She's also a TV personality and host, entrepreneur. It's definitely going to be a solid one. Looking forward to having her on the show. And for those of you that do a review over there on iTunes, definitely put in your Twitter and Instagram at username, and I will follow you back from my Twitter and Instagram accounts. So thanks to all you guys who have done that, and those of you that keep doing it, we will for sure, keep following you back. So thanks to all you guys, and if you ever have any fan questions, tweet me, Instagram me, direct message me, use the contact form on my website, questions for the show, for guests, ideas, criticisms, praises, I don't care, man. Just shoot them at me. I love hearing from you guys. And, good luck to my partner in crime, Amy Hood. She's monster jamming it this weekend at the World Finals. So hopefully she kills it. But we will see you guys next week, and we'll see you Thursday on Project Action on Podcast One. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. Be safe. As always, game on.